Hello my friends and welcome back to another Brotato Danger 5 challenge run, where you suggest difficult character weapon combos, and I try to beat them. Today we're going to play Farmer with Slingshot, which at first glance doesn't seem like an incredibly difficult combo, but I've seen several people in different places say that this was one that they found extremely challenging. And Farmer definitely can struggle with some runs, even if it's with a fairly powerful weapon, because if your weapon doesn't generate more consumables, either through increased luck or through actually generating them the way pruners do, then you can fall pretty far behind economically. Getting a head start there, wow, what a good start. Getting a head start there with an item, which also gave us an extra point of harvesting during the wave, is excellent. And of course, starting with a fertilizer is probably the single best thing that could have happened here. I'm going to reroll. I'm looking for ranged damage or harvesting. Luck is also pretty tempting because the more consumables we generate, the more money we make. But I think we just need to start taking ranged damage early. Just to remind you about the farmer, we start with harvesting and we get more harvesting increase. So our compound interest on our harvesting is increased. And we get extra harvesting whenever we pick up a consumable while we're full health. But we only drop 50% as many materials from enemies, which is a huge downside. And when you're not playing a weapon that increases your harvesting, it can be very difficult to get enough damage to actually kill things easily. I'm gonna lock the weird food here, and I'll do a reroll. Do I want to reroll for 6? I do need to get my full weapon set online pretty early, but I think 6 is a really expensive reroll for wave 1, so we're gonna save our money there. Obviously, we have the perfect start to this run, so if we start struggling, then we'll know that this is genuinely a very challenging run. Nice, got another consumable drop as well, that's really nice. I could have run to the right there and gotten that other alien kill, so we could maybe have killed one more enemy there. Here, I could take 3 regen. You want to be at full health all the time on the farmer, because you only get extra harvesting if you are at full health. I could also roll for harvesting or ranged damage. I think I'm just going to take the 3 regen, and then I'm going to take +1 ranged damage. It's going to be so important that our weapons actually kill stuff. And let's roll here. Got another slingshot, and we'll roll again. All right, 5 weapons is not bad. We do start up money compared to most characters, so you can maybe expect to get 6, but slingshot is a primitive weapon, so you are less likely to find slingshots than other kinds of weapons because it's such a big weapon tag. Gonna kill that tree, pick up the consumable, and of course you want to pick those up during the wave while you're full health to maximize your harvesting income. So you can see we're starting to fall a little bit behind where a normal character would be in terms of income already, even though I have 40 harvesting, because with the farmer, you generate 50% fewer materials from enemies, and that really hurts your income. 10 luck is great, though. Very happy with that. A baby elephant does go well with the damage sort of around the map that we're doing with the slingshots. It's worse for this character because we drop fewer materials from enemies, though, so the baby elephant does have less utility there. But I think since I'm buying a gecko and we're using a slingshot build, I think the baby elephant is fine, so we'll pick that up, we'll roll, we'll lock a slingshot, and we'll save the rest of our money. Not a great chop for me, but I think this one's fine. I do need to pick up more harvesting, because the earlier you get harvesting increases on the farmer, the more impactful they are, since your harvesting growth is increased. So I need to ideally kill the lamprey without taking damage, which we did, and that way, if I am lucky enough to drop a consumable, I get full value out of it. Got 1 curse alien kill. This character is going to be kind of low damage, so there's maybe a potential for not wanting to pick up curse on this character, but I think it's still good, and we got 3 materials out of it and everything, so I'll take 8 harvesting here. That's great. We'll take a coupon. I have a horde wave on wave 12. I'm tempted by this ugly tooth still, because that will make it much easier to survive elites. So I think I'm going to buy it because we get a free reroll as well. I'll take a slingshot and a head injury, and no need to reroll because I've got 2 great items locked. Definitely still need to boost my damage, though. Okay, got a consumable drop there. One nice thing about playing the Slingshot is you can, even though your actual single target damage isn't great, you can often kill enemies like these curse aliens. Should not have walked into that attack, obviously, so that's gonna hurt my income if we drop a consumable. You can often kill enemies like those curse aliens without costing yourself wave clear because you're just bouncing attacks off of them to the rest of the wave. So here you can see we're way behind on income compared to a normal character, so we are starting to fall a little behind. I'm going to roll here. 3 ranged damage is great. We definitely want that. We'll buy all of these items and then do a reroll. Really nice to get these extra slingshots, and I'll buy the cake as well. I do want to increase my HP. We do have pretty reasonable HP because we're using a primitive weapon, but more is always better. I need some attack speed and a little more regeneration. Lifesteal is our preferred method of healing. I took the 3 regen there because it was a level 2 upgrade, but in general, I'm going to prefer to buy Lifesteal on this character because Slingshot has the bouncing shot, so it works very well with Lifesteal. I do have to be pretty careful about the pufferfish. We will bounce attacks into them, so they will often die when I'm not expecting them to. So what I'm doing here is I'm staying on the opposite side of the map from them as much as possible so that I don't walk too close to them and get hit by several projectiles in a row. I'm going to roll here. I think we can do better. 3 regen I could take, but 2 armor is probably good enough, and then we'll take 10 luck. The 6 speed is also tempting, but luck is so important to this character. I think I got to buy that. Upgrading our slingshots is really valuable. The additional bounces give you so much more damage, so very happy to pick that up. Metal detector on this character is worse than normal because it's a 5% chance to double the value of picked up materials, but we drop 50% fewer materials. So metal detector doesn't do that much, so we're going to pass on it. I did my level best to play catch with that flam projectile there. So I need to be pretty careful. I was able to kill the healer here, and that let me kill the walrus without taking any damage. So that's really nice. Run over here and grab these consumables while we're still full health. Try to work my way over to the left here and kill this curse alien. And then can I grab a couple of the consumables again during the wave because we get the full value of the extra harvesting and the extra harvesting growth if I pick them up during the wave. Here I could take a ranged damage, but I feel like I could do better. And really interesting spot here. I do want percent damage. I want attack speed more, but I think I'm just going to take the higher level upgrade. We could potentially try for Scared Sausage. It would increase our damage output with the slingshots. It's basically +1 damage on every attack, and if I get a lot of elemental damage, then the Scared Sausage could be pretty good. So I think I am going to buy it here. That might be a mistake. It's possible because our income is so low that I really shouldn't be investing in items that are kind of speculative like that one. But it is pretty synergistic with the general plan that we have. I'd love to get a lumberjack shirt and pocket factory now to go with all our splash damage. And we would be pretty happy to get a little bit of elemental damage. I'm not going to buy it aggressively or anything, but if we get elemental damage for cheap, then the Scared Sausage will be pretty powerful. What we're really hoping for is a crown or a tractor, something that could give me a ton of harvesting and really boost my actual income, because right now our income is quite low, and I make sure I get this tree kill. I think that's more important than killing a couple more enemies there. take the padding here, and I gotta take the 9 movement speed. It's a little sad to have to grab this, but playing at -4 movement speed is not a good idea. Pearl is an interesting option. We have 20 luck, so it's only 2% damage right now, but it does have the potential to grow into a lot more than that. I think I'm going to take it, but it's, again, that's very possible that that's a mistake. Okay, great. So Campfire, a Cursed Campfire is perfect. It costs me 1 move speed, which is obviously a negative, but 4 elemental damage goes really well with our Scared Sausage. 3 regen is great. So that's the type of item that you're hoping to find when you do invest in a Scared Sausage purchase like we did. We need to kill the Hatchers because when you're playing a weapon like Slingshot, you really just care about the total amount of enemy health on the map, since your damage is all randomly spread out. So we need to make sure that they don't create too many eggs and increase the total amount of HP that we have to get through. That's part of why I was thinking maybe we should avoid picking up Curse, but I think Curse is powerful enough that it's worth grabbing, and it's just extra money. The Curse aliens also, like Loot aliens, are guaranteed to drop materials, so even when you have 50% fewer material drops, you still should not have taken that hit there. I'm going to try not to pick up the consumables and hope that we can heal back to full, but unfortunately it didn't happen that way. Take the piggy bank. This is pretty nice. So piggy bank is a way that I could actually increase my income a lot. And I feel like I'm strong enough to potentially get some good piggy bank value right now. So what of these do I want to buy? It's possible I should just not buy any. Then we get 60 materials right away from the piggy bank. I think that might actually be the best way to play this, because we have some pretty good items locked. I'm not that worried about wave clear on the Horde wave yet, though some attack speed will go a long way towards making that a more certain thing. But just picking up a little bit of extra money on the piggy bank is going to be pretty good right now. I'm not going to save too much money for too many waves, because we'll need to get stronger pretty soon. But if I can pass on buying items for 1 or 2 waves, then we can end up getting a lot of free income off of that. And that's what this character needs, is, of course, to increase its income. Pretty dangerous to kill the blobfish here, because it just puts a lot of health on the field. And we are starting to fall behind in terms of our ability to actually kill stuff, because I didn't buy anything in the last shop. Hoping to get that Curse Alien kill, and I did. Trying to stay full health here, so we made okay money. I'll take the hunting trophy. We don't have any crit chance right now, but if we get crit chance, it'll be useful. We'll take 2 ranged damage, and then I've got 4 armor. I think I actually need attack speed, because I'm going to need enough wave clear to kill the Horde aliens. So here I'm going to spend at least a little money. I'm going to buy the campfire and level up my slingshot. I think I'll take the corrupted shard as well and do 1 reroll here. And do I want the lure? We have a bag. So obviously this costs me a little bit more money on the piggy bank, but I think buying the lure makes a lot of sense. We'll lock the injection, and then we're going to go to the next wave. I really just wanted a little more killing power going into this wave, which the campfire does help with. And of course the corrupted shard and campfire also give me more chance of getting cursed items out of the boxes and loot alien kills that we might get this wave. And then next wave, we're going to spend out all our money, but we'll have gotten, 200 or so from the piggy bank, so I think it will have been worth it. And we're probably, after this next wave, not going to save money again. Because I need to be at maximum power to fight the Horde wave. Kind of dangerous movement by me, cost me some HP there. Alright, so the loot alien went the wrong way for me to be able to get another kill on it. Yeah, I was very close to being able to kill it. Unfortunate there. We don't care about the glasses at all. I'm just going to recycle that. Range is not that important to this character because we'll always have something to attack. I will re-roll here and take 15 luck. And then, buy the duct tape injection. Minus 7% attack speed for 2 ranged damage is kind of painful, but I think I do need to buy the scope. I'll roll here, take some lifesteal, we'll take some crit chance. That both increases our damage, and also we have a hunting trophy, so it's worth extra money. And buy another slingshot. Peaceful Bee, unfortunately, I can't take because I really can't reduce my ranged damage going into a horde wave. The turret is kind of interesting. We do have Scared Sausage. We have 3 elemental damage. I guess the butterfly, it's good for healing, so I think it was still right to buy. I didn't think about how it would reduce my elemental damage, though. Should have definitely considered that, at least. The turret, I think, is probably worth picking up, just because it applies Scared Sausage damage, and we do just need more damage around the map, and then we'll take a small magazine here for sure. I'll buy a tractor as well, and the little frog, yeah, that's probably worth picking up also. With no piercing shots, our wave clear is definitely lower than I would like it to be. Whoops. Walked instantly into that cursed enemy and took 1 million damage from it. I just picked up the consumable there because I'm pretty worried about just dying, getting overwhelmed and dying this wave, so I'm not going to worry too much about my harvesting income. I'm just going to try to stay full health. Because we're only 30 seconds into the wave, and we're already starting to really get pressured. Oh, I did not mean to kill the blobfish there. The bounces, of course, we can't control. Picking up some consumables, and we'll tank a couple hits here. Luckily, our luck is high and our consumable healing is okay. But yeah, all right. So bad play by me there. Did get us killed. Guess the big thing was maybe I shouldn't have bought the shady potion. Our damage and attack speed just weren't high enough, and maybe the scope was bad because attack speed was so important. I think I just got too carried away buying kind of economy items, though. The piggy bank only gave us 140, so saving money for that may not have been great. This is actually a more interesting and difficult challenge than I thought it would be, so definitely neat to see. We'll give it another go. And here we go. Took a quick break there, but we're back. Now, we won't have as perfect a start as last time, although we did still get a tree, which is nice. But no crate, and the crate didn't have a fertilizer in it. Maybe I need to get more harvesting early, so I can get more harvesting growth. Roll here, and roll again. We'll take 5 harvesting. The hedgehog I'm going to lock. We'll need the ranged damage. Coffee is great. We'll take a slingshot and roll. Buy a slingshot. Roll one more time for 5, and go to the next wave. So I'm going to try to get to at least like 100 harvesting pretty early, I think. We were just too far behind on money that run. And then I also moved badly and played badly. We'll recycle that. I'll take the alien tongue. Pickup radius is still okay for this character. And we'll take 10 luck. I could roll for harvesting, but 10 luck is going to be really nice. And 10 attack speed is also great. So my plan to build lots of early harvesting, we've managed to get a bunch of high-level items that we wanted instead, or high-level stats that we wanted instead. I also had to roll a lot there, so it's a good thing that we got that extra income, because we needed the money to be able to at least get to 5 slingshots. We'll have to see if I need to check whether I have an elite or a horde wave coming up. So you can see, yeah, we're already way behind on income. And still, I think, have to take the 2 ranged damage, though. And then we'll buy this and roll, lock a slingshot. Gentle Alien, I think I do want to take it. it's just more chances to generate consumables, which we want, and although we were struggling with wave clear last run, we've got 20% attack speed already, which is going to help a lot with our wave clear. So I think the Gentle Alien is going to be pretty good for this version of the character so far. I do need to level up my slingshots, though. Again, trying to kill the lamprey without taking a hit. Very important to do that. Do I want to avoid getting Curse? I still think it's good to get Curse, but maybe that's the key, is not buying Curse or killing Curse aliens on this character. We actually got 3 Curse alien spawns there. I only killed 2 of them. Here, I could reroll for harvesting, take luck or range damage. I think I've got a reroll for harvesting, though. If we don't get enough early harvesting that our harvesting increase starts paying off, then we're in a lot of trouble. I'm also going to skip on the Ugly Tooth this time. I think spending money on something like that didn't really do anything was a big part of why we struggled to just kill stuff last run. Almost walked into that enemy there. All right, so again, our income really bad at this point. Take 3 regen. Let's roll, and I'm just going to take 5 harvesting. I think what I'm going to do is try to just get the harvesting gain to increase our income by a lot at this point. I'm going to roll one more time here. I was really hoping to be able to find another weapon or a harvesting item, but neither of those were meant to be. I will say we're getting a lot worse luck this time in terms of dropping consumables and crates compared to last time. I think we had quite a bit more harvesting at this point in the previous run. Because when you start with a fertilizer, everything gets so much easier. Alright, a few consumable drops here are really nice, though. Try to not take a hit and pick up all those fruits. And we're up to 200 income that wave, which is pretty good. Here I'm going to take 3 ranged damage, and then we'll take 8 more harvesting. I was tempted by the attack speed, but the harvesting, I think, is still just going to be so important. We'll take a fertilizer and a slingshot and roll. Lock a slingshot. Ranged damage, yes. And we'll take percent damage and lifesteal are also really good. I currently have flat move speed, but I think I can get away with that until I find a more efficient way to buy move speed. Yeah, I think what got me last run is I just got a little too complacent about buying items like Scared Sausage and Pearl that just don't make you stronger in the short term. And things like Ugly Tooth that were kind of really long-term investments to make elite waves easier, but make you just weaker in the short and medium term. So I just needed to focus more on getting immediately powerful. Kind of a misidentification of how to play the character. Oops, did not mean to take a hit there. We'll take 5 more harvesting, and then I'm gonna take a ritual and another slingshot. I guess I can buy all those items we have locked. Sad Tomato is a little bit dangerous for the farmer, of course, because you start at half health. But if you can heal back to full health before you pick up consumables, it doesn't cost us anything and gives me a lot of regen, so I think it's still worth buying. And I need a lot of defensive stats to stay alive to fight the elite. Got the anglerfish, which are pretty dangerous when cursed, so nice to survive that without taking a hit. And because I have the Sad Tomato regen and a ritual already, I think we'll be able to get back to full health before I pick up too many fruits. Unless I just walk into enemy attacks like that. It's really tough to balance on this character, trying to make sure that I'm actually maintaining my income, because normally buying killing power just increases your income, but on the farmer, that's not true, since you drop half as many materials from enemies, so just buying wave clear does not increase your income that much. Take the butterfly here, and then do I want wave clear or to roll for something else? I think I'm just going to take 3 more damage. Here I'm going to roll for a higher level upgrade, and we'll do 1 more reroll. Take 10 harvesting. All right, so the more harvesting I get, the better, obviously, because then it'll just keep growing even faster. I'll take the small magazine over the sad tomato. I don't need the sad tomato until wave 11, really, and then I'll take a gentle alien. Incendiary turret is interesting. This could help me clear the wave, but I think we're just going to pass on that for now. I am going to need some armor, but for now I'm feeling okay about where we're at in terms of our damage output. And my healing's all right. I'll have the sad tomato, and I've got 4% lifesteal. So a little more lifesteal and some move speed and some armor are what we're looking for. We probably will not be able to get all of those things before we fight the elite next wave, or 2 waves from now. But as much of that as I can manage, we're going to try for. Got the double hatcher here because I have increased enemy spawns, so you can get 2 hatchers showing up at once. And 350 on wave 9. I'll definitely take the barnacle. It is a lot of curse, but it's also a lot of stat. Do I need 12 max HP, or do I want 13 attack speed? The 12 max HP would get me over 50, but I think attack speed matters more, so I'm just going to take that. Take sad tomato and coffee. I'll roll here. Losing 3 harvesting is very painful, but the blood leech I think is still going to be good, and that will be very helpful for maintaining my health when I'm fighting the elite. I'm going to take the metal over it, and then I will roll here, and we'll go ahead and buy a leveled up slingshot and lock a level 1 slingshot. I'm not going to have the damage to kill the elite, probably. Our damage output simply isn't high enough for that. So I'm just hoping that we'll have the defensive stats. If I find a couple points of armor, then we'll be in good shape. I'll try to heal up before I kill the tree, so that I can be at full health before I pick up the consumable. And now we're at our full 45 HP and can go start grabbing those for extra money. Starting to get a little overwhelmed just by enemy spawns here, so I need to be a little more careful. And this is a wave with the blobfish. Oops, took a hit there. Gonna try to pick up some materials. I left a lot on the ground, unfortunately. Gummy Berserker, I don't think I can afford. The 5% attack speed is nice, but losing an armor before we're going into an elite wave is devastating. Definitely taking 4 lifesteal here, and we'll take 4 range damage here. That can help clear the rest of the wave while we're trying to heal off the elite. Gonna buy all these items and then roll. I'll take a whetstone as well. That's perfect. So we've managed to buy a lot of lifesteal. I needed more armor, or I want more armor, but buying all that lifesteal will help a ton. So hopefully we can heal back up. Even though I'm not intending to kill the elite, attacking it can still be good just because it's a consistent thing to attack to make sure I'm bouncing attacks to the rest of the wave. We're actually closer to being able to kill it than I expected, but I'm still not going to be able to. So I'm going to focus on just keeping the wave clear so I can just dodge the elite's attacks. Fortunately, this is one of the easier elites for this type of character where you just want to run away from it because it doesn't like charge at you or chase you down. So as long as you stay away from it, you should be in okay shape. In Form 3, it's going to follow us, but we can still just walk away from it, and it's fairly easy not to take hits. That cursed healer is really putting some hurt on me. So we made it through the elite wave. That's great. I think I'm going to take 4 armor here. I want the move speed as well, but 4 armor is really good. And then we're going to take the slingshot. Unfortunately, robot arm doesn't do anything for us. Tractor I will buy, though. This will help fix my economy, so that's really important. And although my max HP is pretty low, the decomposing flesh is actually really nice, because that can fix our healing. If I get up to 20 or 30 lifesteal, then we're going to be in great shape. I'll take the salt water as well, so I will lock that, and I'll do one more reroll here, and then we'll go to the next wave. With 14 lifesteal, once I start attacking, we should heal to full very fast. So you can see that the sad tomato's given us a bunch of regen. It has not cost me any harvesting yet, I don't think. Maybe 1 point that I didn't notice, but... So I did kill the blobfish there. I'm probably going to lose some health because of that, but we should be able to heal back up again before I pick up more consumables. Consumable heal is both better and worse on this character. We're trying to get as many consumable drops as possible, so consumable heal is good for just making sure that we get value out of that. But, of course, we're also going to be picking up a lot of fruits while we're full health on purpose, which decreases our value that we get from consumable heal. The Sunken Bell, this is a decent panic button, and I think I have... No, I don't have a Horde Wave, so it would be better if I had a Horde Wave, but it's still pretty good. I'm going to take 4 armor here, and now that we are past the early game, our harvesting growth should start increasing, and we'll start... the trend will reverse, and we'll end up with more income than most other characters would have at this point. Take a fertilizer here. Definitely taking the Triangle of Power. Our percent damage was negative, and although sometimes we might take enough hits that the Triangle of Power doesn't give us value, the additional percent damage and armor are massive there. I'm gonna pass on the turret and the alien tongue. Pickup radius is fine for this character, but I think, again, I'm gonna focus on not just buying stuff that doesn't do anything. This definitely is a run I could have won on the first try if I had chopped better. Gonna need to increase my damage output as well. We're starting to fall behind on clear speed. And as my curse increases, because we have a barnacle, so we're gonna get a lot of curse just over time. Again, total HP of enemies on the field is going to continuously rise. So I need to be pretty careful with making sure I've got enough clear speed to constantly be ahead of how much enemy health there is on the wave. Here, yeah, we'll take a blindfold. The dodge obviously isn't useful, but 5 crit chance is fine. I guess we'll get the positive crit chance. And I do want more harvesting, but I think I want 4 ranged damage more at this point. I'm going to take 12 max HP as well. The 8 speed is very tempting, as is the crit chance, but 62 is a much more reasonable HP value. We'll take a feather here, and then I'll roll. I'll take another slingshot. Fried rice could have been good if I had a way to set things on fire, but I don't. Pumpkin would be very powerful if we had piercing shots, but we don't. Obviously, I'll buy piercing shots if I see them, but again, we're focusing on not buying things that don't do anything. And an item that only helps a stat that we don't have yet is the definition of something that does nothing. That's a classic Magic the Gathering flavor text. It's on Null Rod. First character says, "I don't understand, it doesn't do anything." And the other character said, "No, it does nothing." Because it turns off a bunch of abilities. Whoops. Didn't mean to take damage there, of course, but I was able to get back to full health. I'm not going to be able to get that tree kill, unfortunately, but you can see now we're starting to reach the point where our income is really good. I'm going to take the plant because we are getting a lot of lifesteal for free, so 3 regen is pretty good. We'll take the baby elephant here now. I have 20 luck. I feel like I can do better, and yeah, 12 move speed is great. You also really don't want to take level 1 level ups when you have Barnacle, because it doesn't give you any value from the level 1 level ups, but when you get a higher level screen, then the Barnacle is very good. I'll take the garden. Book, I'm gonna buy, I think. Engineering doesn't do anything, but 33 for 1 curse is fine. Starfish is going to be really good for this character, but I'm going to not buy it this wave just for safety. I don't want to increase enemy damage on the elite wave, so we'll wait until next wave to buy that. I'll take the coupon and small magazine, and then roll. And alloy, I have built like a little dodge, but alloy is going to be pretty good here. With the alloy, I might actually be able to kill the elite, because now we have pretty good single target damage. So I'm going to see if we can do that. We'll test our damage here. Looking like it's a solid maybe. But the nice thing about Slingshot builds is that we clear the rest of the wave while we're DPSing the elite anyways. So it's kind of free to focus damage on the elite. That being said, we're also a Triangle of Power build, so I think we're not going to be able to kill it, because if I take too many more hits, we're just going to lose too much damage. So we're going to stay away from the elite and try to stay safe here. If I had just a little more damage output, we could have killed the elite very safely. But as is, it seemed a little bit too risky, and we maybe weren't going to be able to get it anyways, so we'll just back off and stay alive here. I'm going to recycle the adrenaline. We have -5 dodge. Power generator is great. Our percentage damage is pretty bad. Here, I could take more percent damage. I could take more armor. I think 16% damage is going to be really good. We've got 27% damage, so more is really powerful. Gonna buy all these items and then do a quick reroll here, take an injection and roll again. Leveled up Slingshot and Feather, yes please, and Reinforced Steel for more ranged damage, also really good. So with these additional damage upgrades, we may well be able to fight the next elite. Oops, shouldn't have picked up that consumable. At this point, we're less concerned about maximizing our harvesting income, though we have a lot more income from the starfish, and our harvesting is already really high, so we don't need to worry too much about it. So, the most important thing for this character is that we just focus on staying alive, and if we can stay at full health while we're doing that, then so much the better. We'll pull in a lot of consumables at the end of the wave and get harvesting that way. Try to boost my curse here. If I could get a cursed slingshot, that would really cement our ability to kill the elite next wave, which would help a lot. So that would be really nice. You can see we made 800 materials this wave. I'm going to reroll. I could take 10% damage, but if we get a level 3 upgrade, then we'll be very happy, and we did. I'm going to buy the Slingshot, Feather, and Reinforced Steel. Fertilizer, this late is... I guess we get an 18 material discount on it, so I'll take it. It's pretty close as to whether that's worth buying. I'll take the Dangerous Bunny. Goblet is a decent way to heal. Do I want the Goblet? Probably. And then I guess I'll buy the Wheat. Not for the harvesting, but just for 2 range damage. 225 for 2 damage is a pretty bad rate, but every little bit counts. So this is an elite that we should be able to maintain good spacing from, and hopefully kill relatively easily. Just the number of enemies on the field are going to be a problem. And specifically the number of cursed enemies. that are just absorbing a lot of damage output. But I think we're well on track to killing it very safely here. And there we go. Got the elite kill. Got a full heal off it. Whoops. Double blobfish kills at the same time was not what I was going for. That's just going to be a lot of cursed lampreys, given how much curse we have right now. And even though we got the cursed starfish, which doesn't increase enemy damage as much, of course, we do still have to be careful. Anything that increases enemy damage is really dangerous. Cursed octopus, this is exactly the type of thing we're hoping for. Now my max HP is great, and suddenly my healing is excellent as well. We'll recycle the Tyler here, and I'm going to take 12 speed. I do want a little more movement speed. Do I want 5 regen? I think I can do better. 2 damage, 4 lifesteal. We've got 27 lifesteal. I feel like I actually want to reroll here. I'll just take 2 ranged damage. That's fine. We'll buy Slingshot and Wheat. Decomposing Flesh. I actually don't need this anymore. We've got 27% lifesteal, which is tons, so we're going to pass on that. Nail, we currently have 6 engineering, so it's damage neutral to buy. Actually, it's slightly damage positive to buy the nail here, because Slingshot only has 80% ranged damage scaling. So we lose 2 ranged damage, get 11 engineering for plus 2 damage. So we get very slightly damage positive by buying the nail. I don't think that's worth it, though. I guess maybe it is, because if I find a big engineering upgrade, then it'll be good. So I'll take the nail here. I'm going to roll past all this. Wisdom is actually not bad because we kill the elites very slowly, so the extra wisdom damage could go a long way towards trying to kill the bosses. And I will take the peacock. Going into this next wave, I think we're safe to buy that, and the extra levels could be really good. We have a barnacle, remember, and if I hit level 25, we get a guaranteed level 4 level up, so a lot of value from hitting level 25, which the peacock can help with. Very difficult not to enrage the stargazers, of course, because we have bouncing shots everywhere, so we're constantly doing damage to their houses. Whoops. Just walked into that and took half my health in a single hit. So you can see that with cursed buffed enemies and the peacock and starfish, we are still in some danger, even with like good armor and excellent healing. So I do still need to be a little careful with my movement and everything, but our income is now excellent. We'll take the reinforced steel. I'll take another triangle of power, yeah. Corrupted shard, yes. We'll re-roll here and take... Do I want 16 max HP or 2 range damage? I guess I'll just take the max HP, get to 100. And then here, I'm really looking for attack speed. So I'm going to reroll, and we'll take 27 attack speed. Crit chance, I would also have taken. Armor, I would take as well. But attack speed is the thing I want the most. I don't need more move speed. We've got 21 already. So let's reroll and reroll again. And I'll take 6 crit chance. Buy the wisdom, cursed medical turret, just for more safety. Baby gecko we don't need at this point. Same with incendiary turret. I'll take the lemonade though, and alien magic. Yeah, I guess that's worth buying. We'll roll again here and pick up a slingshot. Take another slingshot, and eye patch is pretty good. The extra piercing is still a lot more damage. Do I want the alien eyes? That's going to help us kill the bosses a lot faster, so probably that's worth buying as well. And I do think that we're going to be safer trying to kill the bosses than trying to heal through them. Although our healing is great, but we don't have any dodge, and our armor's fine, but not amazing. If I get a really nice armor level up, then we'll be a lot safer as well. Also, if I stop just walking into enemies, as I do that twice in a row. That'll also make me safer. This wave, I need to pick up consumables while at full health, like during the wave as much as possible, because obviously getting the harvesting at the end of the wave doesn't matter, because this is our last wave where we get a harvesting benefit. So we're trying to maximize our income this wave as well, and we managed to get 1268, which is great. We'll take lifesteal here, percent damage, perfect. Buy all these items and roll. Level 2 slingshot, sure. We'll combine and buy another slingshot. Roll again. Definitely taking more armor. Spicy sauce is a decent amount of damage, but I don't think it's worth picking up. Yeah, I'm much more excited by rolling and getting something like this cursed level 4 slingshot, which is amazing. Pick a small fish as well, and I'll buy another slingshot, do another reroll, and unfortunately, this slingshot I can't buy for any value. I'd have to sell something to be able to afford it. I'll reroll. Wow, the ashes would have been such a good purchase. And yeah, there's no way I can sell an item to be able to buy it. So if we'd rolled that earlier, it would have been really nice. We didn't. But let's go to wave 20 and see if we can kill the bosses here. Gonna try to kill... Whoops. Okay, gonna try not to take 5 hits in a row and die. Staying near my cursed medical turret for extra healing, of course. I was hoping to kill the whale boss first, because it's the harder... It has the more dangerous attack patterns. But because I took all those extra early hits, I was not able to focus on the enemy that I wanted to focus. I'm kind of splitting my damage between the two of them, which is unfortunate, but we got there, and we should be able to kill the whale boss here as well. Taking those early hits obviously hurt me for Triangle of Power as well, but we do have the wisdom to kind of make up for that damage loss. So it didn't end up being that much safer to kill the bosses than it would have been to just tank through it. But we did manage to kill the bosses, and there we go. That's Farmer with Slingshot. A little annoyed with myself that I died the first time around. Just really bad chopping decisions there. Managed to put me in a lot of trouble, but we got there in the end. And I think that this run is a lot harder than it looks at first glance. I was a little skeptical that it would be difficult, but... it really does not leave you much room to make mistakes, and I did make mistakes. Definitely, horde waves are much harder for this character, because balancing income and damage output is really tough. So, having an early horde wave, I think, was a lot worse than the elites we got in the winning run. But if you found piercing shots, then you could clear the horde wave pretty easily, so there's some luck involved as well. Let's take a look at our items. Very happy with the gentle aliens. Those worked out great. The Barnacle affected 17 levels, so an incredible find early on the Barnacle. Getting a pretty early tractor is nice as well. 14 lifesteal from the Decomposing Flesh is great. What else have we got? The Triangles of Power were excellent. Baby Elephant was pretty terrible. We ended up with not very high luck at all on this version of the build. The Dangerous Bunny was fine. Cursed Octopus obviously was amazing. The nail ended up not being very good, but I guess it was technically damage positive. And yeah, not that much else that was super exciting. Buying the Peacock was good. It got us several more levels, so that worked out very well. All right, my friends, hope that you've enjoyed this run. If you have, feel free to leave a comment and hit like. Helps me out with the algorithm, so I appreciate you taking the time to do that. And of course, you can subscribe to my channel for more Brotato and other strategy game analysis. Cheers, my friends. I'll catch you next time.